It really feels like Will Ospreay is taking over the wrestling world in 2023. No matter where you look, Ospreay is there stealing the damn show, whether it be AEW, New Japan, the Indies, or soon Impact Wrestling. Ospreay was announced for Bound for Glory and several other appearances for Impact, and the prospect of that is massive. Mainly for one reason, and that is the potential dream matches Will Ospreay could have against the Impact Wrestling roster. And those matches are what we're going to be looking at today. Welcome to the Wrestling Universe channel. My name is Cosk, and today I am going to be looking at 5 Will Ospreay matches that he should have in Impact Wrestling. Number 5, Mike Bailey. We're going to start out with Mike Bailey here, and this is probably the likeliest option on this list, especially for the Bound for Glory match. This is my personal prediction for who Ospreay will face at Bound for Glory. It just makes sense. They were supposed to face each other at Multiverse United, and they didn't because of an Ospreay injury. So there's that anticipation. And arguably, Bailey is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's, in my opinion, the best wrestler in Impact. So put him against the best wrestler in the world in Ospreay, and this is the best possible match you can do from an in-ring standpoint, because these are the very elite of the wrestling world when it comes to in-ring performances. Number 4, Jake something. This is a potential match that I am incredibly excited for. To me, this is one of the matches Impact should really look out to do. Because not only would it be a great match, but it would be a huge moment for Jake something to take on Ospreay. It would continue to establish him in this return run as someone to be reckoned with, to bring these top New Japan stars to their limit. To me, Jake something is someone who can be a world champion. You've seen it when they've given him opportunities, and they have given him a lot of opportunities in his return run. He's been presented very well. He had a great match with Sanada, the IWGP World Champion. So there's a lot of potential upside to Jake something taking on Will Ospreay, especially if you have a few weeks built to it. Number 3, Eddie Edwards. We're gonna move on to Edwards, and the main reason I'm putting Eddie on this list, other than the fact that he's a stalwart of the company, is his experience in Japan. I really feel like if you want a hard-hitting New Japan style match of Ospreay, which I feel like he works incredibly in, he's very, very good at that type of style, Eddie Edwards is the perfect person to put him in the ring with. I think they'd work very well together because of Eddie's experience in Japan. And also, I think putting Ospreay in the ring with someone so associated with Impact and who will forever be associated with Impact in Eddie Edwards is a great way to bring him in, to bring Ospreay in. You put him against the Impact guy, because nobody waves that Impact banner quite like Eddie Edwards does. Number 2, Alex Shelley. We had to mention the world champion on this list, of course we did. Especially when it's Alex freaking Shelley. Shelley is the one who innovated the style that Ospreay has perfected today, the modern style of pro wrestling. Shelley, is the one who really brought that to the forefront of pro wrestling. So I feel like this is a good case of a veteran versus a guy in the prime of his career. Ospreay and Shelley could have absolutely phenomenal matches, and if you're bringing in a star like Ospreay, why not have him go after the world champion? He's that damn good. He can go after the world champion immediately, especially because it went in his debut, considering I don't think that Shelley will be Ospreay's Bound for Glory opponent. That seems to be someone else we will be talking about very shortly. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Ospreay's gonna win this, which I think is the big problem of booking Shelley versus Ospreay. Who's gonna win? But maybe go to a time limit draw. Maybe make it an Iron Man match, have them go 30 minutes. I feel like with the right story, you can definitely do that. And if you want to bring Ospreay in, having him go 30 minutes with Shelley is a hell of a way to do it. Number 1, Josh Alexander. Who else are we going to end this list off than the face of Impact? And that is Josh Alexander. Alexander is really the best of the best when it comes to Impact. In my opinion, Eddie represents the flag the most because he's been that stalwart for a decade plus, or just under that. Then you have Mike Bailey, who I think is the best worker. But Alexander is like a combination of those two. He is a phenomenal worker, second to Bailey in my opinion. And if it's not Edwards who carries the flag, it sure as hell is the walking weapon Josh Alexander. Alexander versus Ospreay to me is the biggest money match they can pull. Alexander has a lot of momentum going for him right now. And if you do Alexander versus Ospreay, that's a match that can attract viewers. And that's a match which, honest to God, could be 5-star worthy. I genuinely think these two will have an absolutely phenomenal match. They'd have the best Impact match of the year. They'd have one of the best Impact matches of the Anthem era in general, if not Impact history. These are two of the best in-ring workers to step foot in an Impact ring. So you put them together and they can create absolute gold together. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in content like this, subscribe for more. I cover WWE, AEW, and Impact on a regular basis. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice day.